I thought I would get a quick rant out of the way before I go to a dance class. Oh, if you are one of those commenters, you know who the fuck you are. If you're one of those fucking commenters where every time somebody, usually a person of color, makes a video about the issues faced by people of color, racism in general, you know, if you are one of those fucking people that go into the comment section like a fucking missionary going into an African village thinking that you are actually doing some shit when you're just gonna leave 2 weeks later, and you comment shit like, there's only one race, the human race. We just all need to love each other. If only we could just not focus on color. There's only one race, the human race. We're all God's children. Kindly shut the fuck up. Thank you so much for that technically scientific fact that does absolutely nothing to lend to the conversation at hand. But it's obviously just there to make you feel comfortable in a space that, presuming that you're white, because usually it's white people that do this, to make you comfortable in a space where you have just been made to feel uncomfortable because of what someone else is experiencing, because they are on a different rung of the caste system lower than you. And no, hey, Jack, no. Anyway, and you want to center it back to you in some way, kindly shut the fuck up. Shut up. There's technically one race, the human race, yes, and the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. What the fuck is that doing to help the situation, Brenda? What is it? What is that doing, Brenda? What the fuck was that for? Who was that for? Who the fuck was that for? Especially if it's like a heartfelt video where this person is like, let me bring to light some of this fucked up shit that I don't even think people know that's going on. And then you come here like, we're all one race, the human race. We're all God's children. Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, that would be a fucking fantastic fantasy. But I think you know, Brenda, I'm not picking on people whose names are Brenda. It's just that it's usually fucking church people that do this. And I just know a lot of church people named Brenda. Brenda? What the fuck? What the fuck is that doing to help? What the fuck is that doing to help? Oh, there's only one race, the human race. Yeah, that is a technical fact. That currently the entire world is not operating as if that's a thing. So for all intents and purposes, there really isn't really just one race. In practice, there isn't just one race. If there was in practice, then I wouldn't have made the fucking video, madam, sir, whatever the fuck, whoever you are. I wouldn't have made the fucking video. But I fucking hate when people do that shit and do that fucking kumbaya shit, because it's, like I said, it's pretty much 99% white people. They drop those kumbaya comments in there. And I'm not asking you to be miserable with me. I'm not asking you to be as angry as I am, because you could never be. All I'm doing is asking you to be aware. That's all. Aware and do your part. Okay? I do, but then people do this shit, drop this kumbaya shit in there as a way of kind of glossing over everything that was just said, every point that was just made in that video, in that literature, whatever the fuck it is, post, whatever. And it's like, it paints this idyllic, utopian version of how we wish life would be, or whatever. Or like, I don't know, maybe the way that you choose to see the world, or the way that you get to choose to see the world. Because if you're on top of the caste system, then the caste system doesn't affect you now, does it? the rest of us have to keep on living in reality while you go around like there's only one race, the human race, and we're all God's children. Yes, thank you for stating that technical fact. Yes. And the earth goes around the sun and the moon goes around the... Yeah. There's only one race, the human race. Yes, and gravitational force is equal to the gravitational coefficient times the masses of 2 planets times the radius squared between them. Oh, divided by the radius squared between them. Yeah, that's a scientific fact, Brenda. Like, it is not quantifiable, like, anything that's lending towards the conversation. Like, absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's kind of in the same vein of comments that are like, I have a black friend. Sometimes those comments just drop out of nowhere. Like, I have a black friend. I know a black person. I met a black person once. And it's just like, okay. None of these anecdotes do anything to lend to the conversation. Like, even just a wow or a good point is a little more useful than there's only one race, the human race. What is your fucking need to take everything serious that has to do with us, that has to do with the treatment of other people, and center it on you? Or just not even just center it on you, just to take the laser pointed focus off of the issue that the post or the video was obviously trying to draw. Because obviously it made you uncomfortable. A word of advice. Because I cannot tell anybody what to comment. I can't tell anybody what to say. You know, you can say whatever the fuck you want. I'm just saying that when you say things like that, that's what goes through my mind and the minds of a lot of other people of color or black people when we read comments like that. It's like, gee whiz, thank you, Captain Obvious. Cool. You feel like you did your part, freedom fighter? We're all God's children. Please. I would, if I were you, refrain and just retire those comments, period. Because I promise you that we feel everything but glitter inside when we read those. I highly suggest that like contribute almost anything but that. Like anything but that. Like, I want to say, like, if you don't have something to contribute, then shut up. But shit, even an emoji is more welcome than those because they're dismissive. It's dismissive. And it's dismissive in an underhanded way that's supposed to feel nice. Like, what is your aim? Like, what is, like, you know? What is your aim at commenting under my shit? Like, there's only one race, the human race. Yeah, I fucking know that. There's other people that need to be reminded of that. Why don't you tell it to them? Why are you telling it to me? Why are you telling it to me? Are you trying to set me straight? Are you trying to get me to stop talking about it? Why me? Direct it to the motherfuckers that need to be reminded of that. Not me. Or the person who made the post or the video, whatever. Ah, it's so fucking annoying.